Good day to everyone. Hello, explorers. Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this is Rona the Explorer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, like, comment, and share this video. Enjoy learning. For today's vlog, we will explore the English 9 Quarter 1 of Module 1, Week 1, which is distinguishing between and among informative, journalistic, and literary writing. So I made this video guys as a guide for students as they go along with the module with the assistance of their parents or guardians. So shout out, mega shout out to all the students out there. Hashtag sana all nagseseryoso sa pag-aaral katulad ng pagseseryoso sa jowa. Pero iniiwan naman. Char lang. So let's start this out. Okay, before we proceed to the lesson proper, you will answer first the pretest to measure your previous knowledge about this topic. So break a leg. Alright, now that you're done with your pretest, we may now move on to the next slide. O diba, mas mabilis pa tayong mag-move on dito sa module kaysa sa pag-move on mo nang iniwan ka ng jowa mo. Char ulit. Okay, what I need to know. What are the 3 things that you need to know upon completing this module? First, you will identify and distinguish between and among informative, journalistic, and literary writing, or what we call the 3 text types used in the given sample of passages. Second, you will create a text type using piece of information of your choice using any of the certain type of text. And lastly, compose any of the text or writing type, whether it is informative, journalistic, and literary. Before we go deeper to this lesson, let's define first what is a text. Ay, narinig mo na naman ang text, no? Iniisip mo na naman siya. Naku, dali-dali mo na naman i-check ang cellphone kung nag-text na ba siya sa'yo. Ay, naku, asa pa more. Char na naman. Hashtag marupok. Okay, let's focus on our topic. So what do you mean by a text? So when we say text, it refers to a piece of writing that you read or create. In simple words, text is the original words and form of a written or printed work such as a poem, verse or passage of scripture, informative article, story, diary, myth, news, essay, or any other written works. Let's proceed now to the text types, which are informative writing, journalistic writing, and literary writing. Let's discuss first what is an informative writing. So when we say informative writing, it serves to inform or discloses information. Meaning to say, its main purpose is to provide us pieces of information. It is also instructive and or instructional. Because it gives information, informative text will teach us significant things. Another informative text is literary non-fiction, which has shorter texts like, for example, personal essays, opinion pieces, speeches, and literature essay. So let's go back to literary non-fiction. So when we say non-fiction, it means it is true, real, or supported by factual statements. It is not something invented by the imagination. Yan, unlike sa love life mo, hanggang imagination ka na lang. Hashtag ang saklap. Char na naman. So lastly, informative text is written using special text features that allow the reader to easily find key information and understand the main topic. Next is journalistic text. Like informative text, it also presents information, but those that are found in radio, print, television, and online journalism. In other words, journalistic text quickly informs the reader or listeners through this what we call media. It is written originally by a writer or journalist with unique style and construction level. So we have this what we call journalist who writes clear, concise, and colorful writing to give informative articles to the readers. So news and information are example of journalistic text. Lastly, Literary text. It is defined as a wide variety of imaginative and creative writing that leads to appreciation of the cultural heritages of students. It is something related to or associated with literature or scholarly learning and writing. So, it falls under fiction. So the main purpose of literary text is to create an emotional appeal among readers. Also, to create experience that are shared to the readers. And lastly is to capture the reader's attention. Not to capture the heart or attention of your crush. Hashtag KSP. Kulang sa pansin ang teacher nyo. Okay, are you ready now for preliminary activities? I can hear you. I hope you're ready. Now that you are refreshed with the new words introduced to you, try to answer the given activity attentively. So you are already familiarized with those new words. Let us have a recall first. What are those words? Very good. So we have the text, the three types of text, which are informative, journalistic, or literary. Let's answer activity 1. Identify the text. Let's read the direction all together. Look at the given sample text. Then identify which text type are examples of informative, journalistic, or literary. Then write your answer on your notebook. Again, on your notebook. Okay. So what are your three options or choices? Informative, journalistic, or literary? Let's try number 1. Read with me, okay? So the thing to do when working on a motorcycle, as in any other task, is to cultivate the peace of mind which does not separate oneself from one's surroundings. When that is done successfully, then everything else follows naturally. Peace of mind produces right values. Right values produces right thoughts. Right thoughts produces right actions. And right actions produces work, which will be a material reflection for others to see of the serenity at the center of it all. By Robert M. Pirsig from Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. So write your answer now. And we will check your answer at the end of this video. Number 2. With an artistic drama, we empathize with one or more of its characters, but there's also a distance between us and their situation, a safety valve that allows us to express a range of emotions, but also to say, it's only a movie, it's only a play, it's only a novel. Work is based upon problem solving, how to eliminate conflict and get the job done. Episodic is fine for work. We want day by day, not confrontational trauma, even if it would lead to life-changing revelation. But drama exaggerates conflict, pushes situations to their extreme, and leads us to a big turning point. Okay? What's your answer? Number 3. In a poem entitled Four Great Poets, Robert Francis puts his finger on the heart of Frost's greatness. His head carved out of granite, or his hair wayward drifts of snow. He worshipped the great god of flow by holding on and letting go. Here's an example from part of one of Frost's lesser-known pieces. For once, then, something. In the first half he says, friends rebuke him for looking into a well and seeing only himself reflected in the water, godlike in a wreath of ferns and cloud puffs. It's a criticism that could be aimed at any writer, but what is as interesting as the meaning of Frost's reply is this sense of movement that carries the reader forward to the... Sorry, I cannot see. It's up to you, just read it. Okay, number 4. Dhaka. Hosts Bangladesh will meet Pakistan in the opening match of the Four-Nation Asia Cup cricket tournament starting in Dhaka in March, an official said on Monday. Old rivals Pakistan and India will meet in a mouth-watering clash on March 18. The Sher-e-Bangla National Stadium will host all the matches, including the inaugural tie on March 12 and the final on March 22. Asian Cricket Council Chief Executive Syed Ashraful Hook said all teams, including India and Pakistan, have confirmed their participation. He said India won the last edition of the tournament in Dambulla in Sri Lanka in June 2010. What's your answer? Okay, write it down. Number 5, Les from Beowulf. And then, in the morning, crowds surrounded. Heorot warriors coming to that hall, from faraway lands, princes and litters of men hurrying to behold the monster's great staggering tracks. They gaped with no sense of sorrow, felt no regret for his suffering, when tracing his bloody footprints, his beaten and lonely flight to the edge of the lake, where he dragged his corpse, likely doomed and already weary of his vanishing life. The water was bloody, steaming and boiling, in horrible pounding waves, yet sucked from his magic wings, but the swirling surf had covered his death, hidden deep in murky darkness his miserable, and as hell opened to receive him, then old and young rejoiced, turned back from that happy pilgrimage, mounted their hard-hoofed horses, high-spirited stallions, and rode them slowly toward Heorot again, retelling Beowulf's bravery as they jogged along. Okay, what's your answer? Alright, so just write your answer, double check your answer, and later you will know how many correct answers you would have, okay? Remember the hashtag of Rona the Explorer. You can do it. I know that you can do it, okay? Okay, let's have the listening activity. Click on the link. Alright, as you can see, here is the link. Listen to an article on how to conquer stage fright. Take down notes to answer the following questions. So we have here 6 questions that you're going to answer after listening to the listening text. Number 1, let us all read. What is stage fright? 2. What happens when a person experiences stage fright? 3. What are the tips given by the writer to overcome stage fright? 4. What are some suggestions just before a person goes on a stage? 5th, why is stage fright considered normal? And last, do you agree with the idea? Explain your answer. Okay, for those who do not have the internet connection, I want you to read this informative text for you to be able to answer the 6 questions here. Okay, so let's try to read this with understanding. Remember, reading comprehension. Do not just read, but you need to understand or comprehend what you are reading. Did you get it? Very good. Let's start. Conquering stage fright. Many people are gifted with different talents, but most of them are just a part of the audience on certain occasions. Their stage fright is the very reason why some are not stage performers. It is normal to experience stage fright according to stage performers. Actors and actresses believe that you can overcome your stage fright by changing your perception about stage fright, and by following basic tips, you can conquer it. Try these tips to get you on stage without butterflies in your stomach. Practice. Constant practice makes perfect. You have to trust yourself. Self-confidence is the best way to control or overcome stage fright. Talk to yourself. Instead of thinking that you will be forgetting some lines or that you will not be able to pronounce the words correctly, think that you will be delivering flawlessly, that you have talents to show, and that people will appreciate your extraordinary performance. Visualize. Picture yourself on stage with so many people listening as you do your part without committing a single mistake. Practice with a small audience. After you have practiced your piece alone, you may invite other family members or friends to listen as you rehearse. Or prior to inviting other people, you may rehearse in front of a mirror for you to see the needed improvements to your facial or body gestures. Are you beginning to feel confident as the curtain is about to unfold? Are you still nervous? If yes, don't worry. That's normal. Here are some suggestions to overcome nervousness. Yawn. Our body needs oxygen to keep our muscles relaxed. Yawning keeps our tight muscles relaxed and breathing becomes shallow. Stretch. Just like yawning, stretching also helps muscles relax. Do some simple exercises like shaking your hands and feet, rotating your neck and your head, and then keep still until the spotlight hits you. Focus on the first few lines of your piece. After you have delivered the first few lines, you will notice that your nervousness is slightly disappearing. Trust yourself. Keep telling yourself that you will not make the audience notice yet. After your successful performance, you will realize that you can overcome your stage fright and face the even work to your advantage if you learn to overcome it. After that, flawless performance comes another until facing big audience becomes fairly easy. After each performance and your audience is a standing ovation, acknowledging your extraordinary performance, bow your head gently and be humble. Okay, now that you're done reading the Conquering Stage Fright, you may now answer the 6 questions. Okay, so you have, I think, 10 minutes to answer this. After answering this, we will check your answers at the end of this video. Okay? Remember our hashtag for this vlog. Hashtag, I know that you can do it. Acha. Fighting. Good luck. Happy answering. Okay, now that you're done with the activity under As You Listen, wherein you have answered the 6 questions regarding the Conquering Stage Fright. Very good. So I would like to commend all of you, dear students, for doing well. So this article is an example of informative text. Why? Why? Because, so as you have understood and read it a while ago, it gives information on how to overcome your nervousness, okay, how to conquer your fear when it comes in performing on stage. You just have to practice, talk to yourself, visualize, practice with a small audience. So those are the things that you need to be reminded when it comes in performing on a stage. That's why this article is under informative text. Now we move on in the discussion. Okay, deeper understanding of the 3 types of writing or text. So what are those again? Very good. So we have informative writing, journalistic writing, lastly is literary writing. Okay, so let's have a recall. What is an informative writing? Okay, so it just gives readers straightforward information about a topic. So from the word inform, it just gives pieces of information. It is usually non-fiction because it is more on factual or real scenario or statement. So there are 3 purposes of informative writing. So they are to inform or present information, to raise awareness, and to do so objectively, and of course to educate. So when you are writing informative text, you need to know the 3 parts of it, or what we call the structure. So first paragraph is what we call introduction with thesis statement. So what do you mean by thesis statement? It is a short statement that summarizes the main point or claim of an essay, research paper, or other articles, and is developed, supported, and explained in the text by means of examples and evidences. So the succeeding paragraphs now is what we call body. Okay, you must write the supporting sentences or statement here of the thesis statement. And the last paragraph is what we call the conclusion with a unique and engaging restatement of thesis. You're just going to restate or rephrase your thesis or the major point of your informative writing. So in organization, we do have this term logical, by date or time, by order of importance. When it comes by definition or by theme, it is what we call categorically, and contextually by comparison and contrast, or by historical or contemporary. So there are three types of informative writing. We have the factual recount, so it just retell a true event that happened in the past or something to do with our history. The other is procedural, or it just explain procedures or what to do in a certain thing. For example, how to cook chicken adobo, how to propagate plants, how to answer modules properly, how to have a good study habit. So that is under procedural. And the last one is diary. So it just records the daily experiences of a person. Okay. So we have here a sample of informative text that just present information about the most popular tourist attraction, okay, which is the capital city Rome itself. So this is what we call the thesis statement. Okay, the succeeding sentences or supporting sentences now is the body. Okay, and the last one is our restatement of the thesis, which is the conclusion. Aside from that example, we have also another example here about the turtles. So it just explain how turtles do look like. Okay, let's proceed to the second type of text or writing, which is the journalistic writing. And this writing is different from the other forms of literary text. Unlike a short story, poem, or novel, a journalistic text is most closely related to essay. News reports, features, editorial, sports, science and technology, and other columns in a newspaper or magazine are considered journalistic text. Students, are you still reading newspaper or magazine nowadays? Or you never read it? Try to read newspaper or magazines, okay? It will be very helpful to you as a person, okay? Everything that you could read, articles in a newspaper or magazine, are example, okay, of journalistic writing. So the purpose of journalistic writing is to quickly inform us, and it's found under the news articles, sports articles, science and technology articles, okay, and the other purpose is to entertain. You can see it under comic section, lifestyle column, feature. All right, and the last one is to persuade. When we say persuade, it means to cajole or to convince the readers, and it is usually found in the editorial section, opinion, and column. And inverted pyramid is the structure of journalistic writing. So this is an example of inverted pyramid, wherein you will start with the most important information. You can also see here, okay, the lead, the 5 W's and 1 H, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And of course, we have the body. And the last one is the conclusion or the least important information you can find here at the bottom, okay? So there are three types of journalistic text. We have the print journalism, focuses on the print media such as newspaper and magazine, and the other one is the broadcast journalism that is being broadcast, okay, from radio and television, and the yellow journalism that uses exaggerating words, which is used as eye-catching, or usually uses eye-catching heading. Okay, so this is an example of journalistic writing. If you could still remember the news about the vegetable farmers dumped tons of ripe tomatoes on roadsides nearby Ifugao province. So it just quickly informed us. That's why it is called journalistic writing. And the other example is all about, okay, coronavirus disease 2019, or the what we call COVID-19, which is very trending nowadays, and the reason why we have this what we call new normal in education or in the other aspects of our lives. So this is under also an example also of journalistic writing. Okay, so did you understand it? Very good. We proceed to the last example or type of text or writing, which is called literary writing. From the word Literature. Okay, literary writing cover imaginary events or ideas. It tends to be subjective, where the most important point may be found anywhere in the text. Okay, so under the umbrella of literature, it is categorized into two, the prose and poetry. Under prose, we have short stories, novels, myths, parable, fable, legend. Those are examples under prose, okay? Whereas in poetry, it is the collection of poem. So poems, short stories, novels, myths are under literary writing. So to express, to entertain, to communicate, or appeal to the emotions are the three purposes of literary writing. So what is the structure? It depends on the form. Okay. So the organization is logically, by date or by time, by order of importance, categorically, and contextually the same with the informative writing. Okay, so as I mentioned a while ago, the types of literary texts are prose and poetry. So we have here an example of literary writing. Okay, so here as you can see, it is under poetry. Okay, under literary text or literary writing. So another, Winter's Tale by William Shakespeare. Another example of poem. So under poetry or literary writing. Okay, so we're done with a deeper discussion. I hope, my dear learners, you have gained a deeper understanding also with the three types of text. So again, what are the three types of text? Very good. We have informative, journalistic, and literary. Now, are you ready for another set of activity? Yes, always remember our hashtag in this vlog. Hashtag I know you can do it. Good luck! Alright, it's now time to measure or gauge your understandings, your insights about our discussion in this module. So let's try to answer activity 3, think it through. So let's read the direction all together. To further enhance your knowledge on distinguishing the types of writing, kindly read carefully the given items, okay? And then check the column where it belongs. So because you are using your notebooks, you're just going to write the items given and the answer. Okay, so let's have number 1. Novel. It is under, very good, literary. Factual recount. It is under informative. Sports news. What's your answer? It belongs to journalistic. 4. Editorial column. The answer is very good, journalistic. Number 5, a recipe for carbonara. The procedural. Okay, right. The answer is informative. Number 6, movie review. Very good, literary. Number 7, your answer. A social etiquette article is very good, informative. 8, a brochure on the detecting signs of drug abuse is very good, informative. 9, poem on entitled Why Do I Love Thee? Remember poem, so it is literary. 10, 10 signs of COVID-19 as lead news. It's all about news. So it is journalistic. Magazine number 11 is magazine, okay? So it is journalistic. 12, the play entitled Romeo and Juliet. It is literature, so it is literary. Okay. 13, how to cook paella is informative. 14, the legend of Maria Cristina Falls. Okay, it is legend under literature, prose, so it is literary. Very good. And last, 15, President Duterte may align funds versus COVID-19, says Drilon, so it is news. Therefore, it falls under journalistic. Okay, so how many correct answers did you get? Wow, so I applaud students who got perfect score. And of course, congratulations also to everyone who got 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Okay, and from 9 below, please study hard and listen carefully or attentively. Okay, now let's proceed to activity 4. Show your writing talent. At this time, you will write your own informative, journalistic, and literary text. Okay, let's proceed first to informative writing. So you are just going to choose one of the following themes. Write your own informative article about friendship, love, courage, and loyalty. So, under friendship, you may have factual recount, you may retell a scenario, okay, an experience about your friends, or you may write how to gain friends, so that is under procedural. The same with the other themes such as love, courage, and loyalty. Just read your readers about these 4 themes. Did you understand? Okay. So, under letter B, journalistic writing, you will read an article or story from a newspaper. So, you will look for a newspaper. Cut it then, paste it on a short coupon band. But if you do not have, short coupon band, you may use your notebook. Okay? So, I will repeat. Read an article from a newspaper and cut it and paste it on your notebook. However, if you do not have newspaper, so you may read an article from Rappler or from articles in the internet, okay? Then you may print it out and paste it on your notebook or copy the article, okay, in the internet. Did you get it? Very good. Number 2, under journalistic writing, write a short news article on short bond paper or on your notebook. So it will cover the following questions. What is the story about? Are these words you do not understand? Are there words you do not understand? Give me an example of formal language used in the text. Write or pick out the 5 W's of the article. Who, what, where, when, why. Write down your answer at the bottom of your paper. But for an easy task or activity, let's make it simpler. So you're just going to write a news, okay, about a current event, anything that is happening on your community, in our country. Okay, write it on your notebook following these key points. Is it clear? Very good. Okay, last, literary writing. I want you to write one short poem as your example of literary writing based on what you have learned from the module. So under literary writing, just write your own 4 to 7 stanza poem, okay? And the theme will be your insights or learnings from this module. Okay, I hope you understood our direction. And even though this activity 4 is kinda difficult, always remember our hashtag. Hashtag I know that you can do it. Aja, fighting. Okay. And aside from those activities, you will answer also what I have learned. Activity 4, letter E. So you're just going to fill a table with the needed information. So just go back with the discussions that you've learned a while ago. Okay? So you're just going to write the purpose of informative, journalistic, literary, the manner of reading, the format, and other features. Okay? Letter B, how well do you know? Okay, let's try to answer this one. You're just going to answer informative, journalistic, and literary writing. 1. It uses a wide variety of imaginative and creative writing that deals with the appreciation of a wide variety of subjects. What is your answer? Exactly, literary. 2. It is the style of writing used to report news stories in newspapers, television broadcasts, on radio, and on the internet. News, so the answer is very good, journalistic. 3. These are texts which intend to inform the reader or viewer. They use facts to describe and explain people, animals, objects, events, or phenomena. The answer is facts. Informative, great. Number 4. It is a piece of written material such as a book or poem that has the purpose of telling a story or entertaining, as in a fictional novel. Its primary function as a text is usually aesthetic, but it may also contain political messages or beliefs. So the answer is, Remember the poem under literature? Very good. Literary. And the last one. The purpose of this text is to educate and enlighten the reader. It is a very straightforward piece of writing. Straightforward information is what we call informative. So great job. Letter C. So you will accomplish this triple Venn diagram. Okay, so in each circle, enumerate the individual and unique features of informative. Okay, the unique, you're just going to draw this one. Okay, and then here in this circle, you will write the unique features of informative. Under this circle is the journalistic, and this circle is literary. However, in the overlapping here, in the middle, okay, parts of the circles, identify their commonalities or similarities, okay, common features shared between these three types of discourse. Okay, so I hope you understood the direction. So good luck in answering. Very good. Now that you are about to accomplish the module, we will proceed to the post-test. Okay, so you're just going to write the letter of the correct answer. So good luck in answering. There you go. Okay, so after this post-test, like what I promised to you a while ago, I'm going to show to you the key to answers. So you did also the pretest before our module at the beginning of this vlog, and okay, the post test. So these are the key to answer. Okay, the activity 1, check your answer. Activity 2, check your answer also about the stage fright, conquering stage fright. Activity 4, it's all about teacher's discretion. Okay, and activity 5, okay, so I'm just going to check as your teacher, okay, those answers that you have written. Okay, so activity 3, activity 7. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. I hope this simple instructional video may help you in your journey, and yeah, in your journey in answering this module in English 9. So again, don't forget our hashtag in this vlog, hashtag I know that you can do it, Aja Fighting. So see you in our next module. Bye bye, mwah mwah. God bless.